everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. So if you have not seen my Vlogmas content for the past couple years, what I did is I have asked different people every year to pick 24 books that made them think of me. Either they wanted me to be the guinea pig, they loved them, they thought I might like them, they wanted to push me outside my box, whatever the reason may be, they had to pick 24 books. So this year, my best friend in real life is doing it, and she is very, very smart. Very, very smart. She is a PhD. She was a professor. Now she's working in government department, but she is brilliant, and she likes more literary stuff than I do, and she's just smarter than I am, honestly. And so I'm a little nervous about some of these picks, but the last one was one I was very, very excited for. So check out yesterday's video if you haven't seen it. But let's see. So I asked my husband to put all, instead of actually buying the books this year, I asked her just to email my husband a list of 24 books and have him put them on strips and put them in one of my favorite coffee cups. Instead, my husband thought he'd be a comedian and he put them in this giant vase. And so these are the remaining 23. So let's just pick one out and see what it is. The reason we did this method this year is because to be more cost effective, because if I am not liking the books, I'm immediately unhauling them, and that's not cool. And just because I don't need to own them, my library mostly always has copies. So let's just see what this is. Like I said, the last one I was really anticipating, but it ended up being kind of, we'll see. This one, let's see, Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. So I will insert a picture right here. But this one I've read T.J. Klune's other book. I'm blanking on the name of it. Goodness. Well, let me just look up T.J. Klune and I'm sure it'll tell me right away because you guys are probably screaming at me. Let's see. T.J. Klune, The House on the Cerulean Sea. Okay, so Under the Whispering Door. Let's see. Okay, welcome to Charon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own funeral, Wallace begins to suspect he might be dead. And when Hugo, the owner of a peculiar tea shop, promises to help him cross over, Wallace decides he's definitely dead. But even in death, he's not ready to abandon the life he barely lives. So when Wallace is given 1 week to cross over, he sets about living a lifetime in 7 days. This sounds very intriguing. Hilarious, haunting, and kind, Under the Whispering Door is an uplifting story about a life spent at the office and a death spent building a home. So this is really interesting. This is 384 pages, which is surprising. I thought his books were a little bit shorter, but nominated for Goodreads Choice Award Fantasy in 2021 and Barnes & Noble Book of the Year in 2021. So I'm really excited. I liked the writing style of The House on the Cerulean Sea, so I have high hopes. This is also really interesting because my husband and I were actually just talking about this, because one of my friends asked to have a play date, and by the time we could coordinate everybody, our schedule and theirs, it was 2 months from now. And so we're like, what are we doing? What are we doing with life? Are we happy with it? It was this huge existential conversation, but having to live a life in 7 days, that sounds really interesting. So I'm really excited. Today is January 29th. Happy Kansas Day. Whoop, whoop. And last night the Chiefs won, so they're going to the Super Bowl. So that's really exciting. 2 years in a row. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. She's going to be 6. And I was talking about my daughter's birthday in early Vlogmas last year. And I was like, oh, she's about to be 5. And it's just mind-boggling. By the time you see this, she'll be almost 7. That's crazy. That's crazy. But so yesterday we had a big hullabaloo, big party with all of our family. And so tomorrow I'm hoping it's going to be a little more low-key. My husband is traveling today, but he'll be home tomorrow. So that'll be good. We'll divide and conquer. I'm going to take the birthday girl to do something special, just her and I. So that'll be really fun. So that's everything going on life-wise. That's everything really going on life-wise. So no news is good news, I suppose. Okay. I'll update when I have an update. I've got a readathon coming up here at the beginning of February, and I'm in the middle of a book right now, so I have 2.5 days until the readathon starts. Can I get this done before that? I guess we'll see. Hey everyone, so it's later, but I forgot to ask Jessie, my best friend, why she picked this book, so let's listen. I asked her and she responded, so let's listen.
Okay, so I picked Under the Whispering Door because it was on your want-to-read list, and it had a pretty high rating, 4.1 on Goodreads. And honestly, I was intrigued by the story, just because I think end-of-life type stuff can be really inspiring. And the author's notes about the author is interesting. I wanted to kind of get your perspective on his inclusion of queer people in the story and what that looked like, and I guess just kind of hear more about his unique writing style. So that's that.
Okay, so I have read Under the Cerulean Sea. And I liked it, but I did not love it as much as other people do. And so she was talking about his inclusion of queer characters in his books, and I think he does a really good job of showing that love is love in both books that I've read. Well, I'm not done with this one yet, but in both books, I feel like he does a very good job of showing that love is love, and that is something that I think is a great message, that just love is love. I also think he definitely does eccentric characters that definitely don't necessarily fit into society's mold, and they challenge that and cause you as a reader to kind of challenge that, and so I really appreciate that as well. I will say I'm like 75% of the way through this book, and I'm not loving it because he has a very unique writing style, and it is fantastical. It is fantastical. It's somewhat lyrical. But in this one, so this is about a guy named Wallace, he was a lawyer who nobody really liked. This is kind of like a Christmas Carol kind of thing. He's kind of a Scrooge character, and then he dies, and nobody really cares. Like, nobody has anything great to say about him, whatever. Well, he's in this fantastical world that's not like a purgatory or like a middle place between life and death, but it sort of is. It's a very fantastical world, and I'm gonna be honest that like the details of this fantastical world are kind of lost on me. There's like a tea shop and all that kind of stuff, and there's reapers that help people kind of reflect on life and kind of pass through wherever they're supposed to be. And I really like the commentary and just the thoughts about the way we treat people, the way we show our values in life, and just kind of like how we're living. Are we living, or are we just kind of going day to day and thinking we'll never die? And I think that's really interesting. I also am loving the found family element, because he has found great friends and family in this kind of fantastical world. So I don't know. I think the fact that my brain is so not fantasy related, I'm having a hard time picturing the details of this world and really understanding the intricacies of it. But I do think my friend would like this, because I think it's definitely thought-provoking. So those are kind of my thoughts as of now. It's January 31st, and you guys, it is 60 degrees outside. It's like 5:15 right now, so the sun is going down. It's cooling off, but we just went for a long walk, went to the chiropractor, and now we're home. Whew, clearly I'm exhausted, but like the fresh air is so good. We are coming down off the like birthday week. Birthday is finally over. Everything is good to go. Yeah, so that's really what's going on here. We're just kind of all trying to recuperate. Nobody has been sleeping great, just because my kids love to party, don't love to sleep. And me and Jeremy, my husband, love to sleep. So yeah, that's really what is going on here. Now my baby is going through all my drawers, so I'm going to go and stop her. But that's it. I will let you know when I finish the book. I'm hoping it'll be tonight. I honestly haven't checked in yet, because it's January 31st, and I really want to get this done by tonight, because I've got the X's and O readathon starting tomorrow, and I have a whole TBR that's like already checked out from the library. So yeah, I'm going to try to get this done tonight. and update you, if not tomorrow, then soon. Everyone, so is it possible that I just like disintegrate as the vlog goes on? Maybe. Today was supposed to be beautiful. So you guys, I menu plan by the month, and so like every Sunday we have burgers. Every Monday we have muffin tin dinner, and so the kids have a 6-hole muffin tin and they get to pick whatever goes, well, they don't get to pick. I pick whatever goes in there based on like leftover snacky stuff, whatever. Tuesday we have tofu tuna sandwiches. So we are vegetarian, so we eat tofu, but like it's like a sandwich that is like a tuna sandwich, but it's tofu. Wednesday is usually whatever Wednesday. Thursday, so I can like try a new recipe. We can do whatever. Thursday is noodles. Friday is Mexican. Saturday is breakfast for dinner. Then it repeats. So I just plan the entire month. And so today was whatever Wednesday, and I was like, oh, is it? Actually, it might be Thursday. Sometimes I flip Wednesday and Thursday. Anyway, so I was going to make soup this morning, and I'm notorious for like, I will make soup on the hottest day of the week. Every time, because I plan it based on that schedule, not based on like anything else weather related. So then it was supposed to be like 60 something and sunny today. So I was like, well, shoot, I don't want to make soup because it's going to be beautiful. And so I did not make, like I was going to make crock pot soup. So I did not make crock pot soup, and it turned out to be gloomy. And like, I mean, it's warm-ish, but there's like a north wind. It doesn't feel warm. It would be a super perfect soup day. Didn't make it. So now I'm going to make quesadillas, which it just throws the whole thing off because it's not Friday. So whatever. Why am I telling you all this? Except to say that it was like the perfect napping weather. So again, I laid down with my kids. So that's why I look the way I look. Anyway, I finished this book, and sadly, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I didn't enjoy reading it really, but I really enjoyed the overall themes of it and like the message behind it. So I can't even remember what all I said yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever that was, but the whole point is this guy named Wallace, he dies. He realizes that he was kind of wasting his life. You know, he wasn't prioritizing love or any of that kind of stuff. He was just prioritizing work and productivity and things that are very culturally kind of accepted, and he really missed out on life. And so now he's in this like middle place that he gets for a week, and he's realizing like the value of love and the meaning of life really, and just authenticity. He's realizing who he is and what he wants and all of the things. And I really like that. I really liked that. And like found family, I like that. And there's like a lot that I really liked about this book. And just that inspirational kind of self-reflection that comes from a book like that. Like, how am I living life? If I were to unexpectedly die today, what would I, like, would I be happy with the life that I've lived? And so I really like thinking about that kind of thing, and I like books that inspire me to think about that kind of thing. But the execution, honestly, it was really slow at times. It could have been much, much shorter. And I think the page count is actually not very long. I don't have it physically, so I'm guessing the like words are very small on the page, because it was a 15-hour audiobook, and so it was a long one. And I definitely felt like it dragged in the middle, but also I'm not a fantasy reader, and so some of the fantasy things didn't really make sense about like who was alive, who was dead, what this middle place really was. That didn't make sense to me. So I would say this one is not as like, it's not as good as Under the Cerulean Sea. So don't start here, but if you liked Under the Cerulean Sea and his kind of writing style that's very unique, check it out. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think it's important. Like, I like the message of just like, forget about what everybody tells you should be. Who are you, and are you happy with that, you know? So I really like all that. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I would say it's like a 3-star, because like I said, didn't love the reading experience. I was definitely ready for it to be over, but I like the thoughts and messages behind it. So there's that. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.